going on, guys? So we got another nice sunny day, so I thought I'd make another video. This one I've already done, but the eBay vendor, so he basically labeled the part wrong. So he said that it was a 2004 2005. It actually is a late 2003. Interestingly enough, the GZ box, the one that he sent me originally, will update the shifts, and it's actually a fairly nice upgrade for most people. If you're coming from a 2002 Q, it updates the shifts. Manual mode is much firmer than just regular drive. So on the 2002 and I believe the 2003 M, when you're in manual mode, it's just kind of like selecting the top gear that it will shift in low loads, because if you redline it, if you floor it, it will still shift up. It doesn't hold the gears. With this box, the G1 TCM, it will actually hold gears and bounce limiter, and it also changes the behavior on the dash. So in the 2002, if you select 3 and you come to a stop, it will shift down to 1 and 2 and then up to 3, and then it just won't shift up to 4. But if you redline it, it will shift up to 4. So it just kind of holds gears. I guess it's good for like going around corners, but realistically it's pretty useless. And someone coming from a newer car would be pretty confused by that, going, am I in third gear at dead stop? No, it just says you're in third, when realistically it just kind of holds third for a while. If you go into third and then rev it up to 3,000 RPM, it'll hold it. It won't shift up to 4, but it also won't hold 3 through redline. So never really made any sense. And you can tell they knew that because they changed it right away. In 2004, they changed the behavior to this style. So we're gonna swap it in. I talked to a buddy who's already done this, and he says it worked no problems, just plug and play. And the GZ was just the same way. So the GZ box, you just plug it in. It sits right beside the ECU. If you know what you're doing, you can do it in about 45 minutes. It's pretty easy. So let's get to it. We're gonna put some heat in the engine and cruise up there, and I'll re-record this video for the second time. It's just, that's how we do it. That's how we do things around here. Also, it turned out that it wasn't the steering or anything. It was actually front left ABS sensor. So I got some parts ordered for that, but until then we'll just have to deal with some check engine lights. Okay, so just got the glove box apart. Super easy. All you need is a Phillips or Japanese screw, whatever you want to call them. But a few little notes. This is really sharp. I actually took it off last time. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna take it off this time too. Scrape knuckles. All these little lips are really sharp. Just be careful. Our guy is this one. This is our guy. And I believe it's just one here. Whoop. And that guy, where our ground is for the wideband, you just take that bracket off, and then I believe it's one more. It's actually not bad. I used to think this was really hard to do. This is super easy. That guy in the back. You take that bolt off and it comes right out. That guy. Okay. Yeah, no problemo. I'm gonna take out this bar, and then you can just kind of shimmy. These come out as a piece, as a, oh, I'm not even aiming at my finger here. These come out as one. You can kind of see they're on the same bracket. So what I do is I just unhinge it from there and unhinge it from the bottom, and you can kind of just shimmy it out. I think these are 10s. But yeah, super easy. No problemo. Okay, so got this sucker out of there. Basically, you just kind of want to drop the ECU down. Like, just take it off of the hinge there and just kind of drop it down. And then you can get on this side. I don't even think I even put the nut back on it, just so I could make that easier. Because the thing is, once it's sandwiched in there, and it's the other nut, the one that goes through this side, once that's tight, it doesn't move at all. So That's probably why I did that, just to make it easier. But anyways, yeah, just put into reverse order. So I kind of slide it over and then push it up like that. And then you're just clearing this onto that. And you see how I can kind of pull it out, how it's pulled down. Once I get it snug under there, I push this back up so that this little guy is up to here. So you're kind of like tucking it up and then pushing it under, and then you can get underneath. It sounds hard, it's actually really easy once you see where the nuts go. So, all right, let's get the new one in there. Okay, so once I had the little hoop, right, this part, once I had that over this, I just sandwiched it so that the plugs were facing out this way, the way it's supposed to go in, and then I just tuck this under. So let me get these out of the way. I tuck these under, and if I just, there we go, you can just pull it up to here and get it to hang. Then underneath here, I've already put the nut on, but you see the ECU, this is where the ECU, and then just on this side, that little guy, and you just want to get the little prongs over that. So this part, and you can kind of just feel it by hand. Get that part over there. All right, get the nut hand tight. You could turn it a little bit more, but that way, once it's in there, you know, this thing's not moving anywhere. It's super tight. Then you just get these in and get this back up over. Get focused there. Yeah. There we go. And then just lock that down, and she's in there. Okay, so we got that bolt back in there, and we got our ground and that nut on there. Nice and tight, it's not going anywhere. Like I said, I don't even think that second bolt is even necessary. This thing is not going anywhere. What else? Let's clear a path here, get all these out of the way. And then we'll plug our TCM back in. And we'll go for a little bit of a drive. All right. Click, click, all done. Now just put the dash back in and let's go. Okay, so we got the glove all back together. I'm going to switch over to, switch over to the GoPro here so we can kind of talk. Go for a little test drive here. All right, I'll switch over. Okay, so we're all back up and running here. Turn the settings back to normal. So yeah, M45 TCM. So the guy that told me about this, he's got some experience in modding these cars. He's got some pretty wild builds. Got a 1JZ swapped M45 and a few other things, but yeah, he said that the TCM was basically you just plug it in and it updates the shifts, but also it updates the information on the dash. So, but we're gonna go for a little test drive here, and I will just kind of say what happens. Okay, reverse, no problemo. So I put into 4, so it looks like the dash doesn't get updated. So I was wondering if it did that, if it didn't, but that's okay. Not too worried about it. But I am curious to see if it will hold a gear, which we're not gonna do right away. I'm gonna let it do some learning, as I usually do. I don't like beating on this thing too hard until it really learns its shifts and everything and fuel trims. But it seems to be really quick, so I just got it in 4 here. Okay, buddy. Okay, yeah, it was very smooth. Oh, shifts are definitely earlier. Very similar to the GZ feeling. So the GZ felt more like a modern G, like the G7AT or maybe even a 5AT, which is the same transmission as this. Very similar in that it shifts very early and very quickly, and it gives this very almost like a CVT feeling where you're not even sure if you've shifted or not, and next thing you know you're in top gear. And some people will complain about that. I think that's more of a V6 issue because their power really comes in around like 2500, but this thing makes torque super low, and I don't mind updated shifts. Wow, it's really quick. Wow, wow, wow. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but it's just like no delay. Where a lot of the older, let's call it the A3 box, the stock TCM for the Q, it feels very much like it either pulls timing, or maybe it's actually the valve itself is slower, but it just feels like it dips in power for that shift. And I think that's kind of an older attempt at making a smooth shift. Instead of having, you know, line pressure, you know, bumping into the next gear, they used to kind of make it dip down. Maybe that's just, you know, a symptom more than an actual like desired result, but either way, it's a much nicer feeling to have that gone. You know, you shift at, or you drive at, you know, 30 or 40% throttle up a hill, and you feel the nose of the car dip down every time that you let the car shift automatically, and it's quite annoying. Oh wow. Very interesting. So yeah, if this doesn't hold a gear, like it was said to, I'm actually not so worried about that, because even in drag racing, that's not really something I would be doing a lot. I mean, it's nice to have full control. Wow, the shifts are really nice. That feels like shift kit, like max, you know. Once the shift kit kind of like learns, it feels very much like this. So to feel that early on is a really nice sign. No, we're not going to do any manual shifting. We're just going to kind of drive around in circles for a bit here. Wow. It is really nice, I have to say. Like, let's say that we put into 1 and floor it, and it automatically shifts up to 2. I'm not even mad. Like, the updated shifts alone makes this worth it, in my opinion. Very nice. Oh, why did I take this road? This is a road called Kent Ave, and it's purely industrial, and the roads are absolutely terrible. Looking at the RPMs, thinking I'm not even thinking about where I'm going. We'll go back up to Canadian Tire. I gotta get a couple things. I'm gonna get some spark plugs for this thing. I want to switch over to coppers. I was talking to my buddy, and he said, yeah, a lot of the kind of like delayed, like it almost feels like your engine's overheating. And what's happening is the plugs themselves get hot because they can't transfer enough heat, and the residual heat ends up overheating the plug, and you can get some weird issues. So I'm not too worried about it. It's easy to get plugs in and out of this thing. Whoa, easy, buddy. So yeah, we'll do V-Powers. They're cheap too. So NGK V-Power. Oof. A little bit of lower gear feels like, and then we'll do a first gear blast and see if it upshifts to 2. If it doesn't, that'd be pretty damn cool. But I have a feeling that there's probably something else required, like maybe if you had the M45 ECU and the M45 TCM, that it might work. Okay, let's do a 1-2, I guess. Oof. such a hard cut. I wasn't ready for it. Holy shit. I feel like I broke something there. Jesus. Hard cut on this thing feels terrible. Oh my goodness. My poor timing chains. Okay, well it works. Damn. Damn. That's kind of cool. I mean, if you ever wanted to drift one of these things, this would be an absolutely crucial upgrade. Like I said, as far as drag racing this thing, I probably will never balance limiter, but holding a gear through the rev range is kind of cool. It feels, I mean, I don't know if you picked it up on camera, but the nose, it just noses over so hard. Holy. So yeah, it absolutely works. Shifts feel really nice. I'm gonna do a little bit more testing when it's in drive and in M mode, but for now, I'm gonna run in, get some spark plugs. I appreciate you guys watching. I know the videos have kind of been all over the place, but like I said, I really do appreciate it. 180 subs, let's go. Yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. TCM Swap in the books. Peace.